What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next old school RuneScape money making guide. This one's called Amulets equals profit. Let's get into this. Right, so this is another one of those buy-sell methods. So this method is where you buy certain amulets off of the Grand Exchange, go to Brimhaven to a guy called Devon who buys them, and you sell to them. Now, the cool thing about this method is it's an easy buy and sell. So all you need is a bit of starting GP. So in this case, we're going to start with 20k, which is pretty easy to obtain anyway from most money-making methods. And we're literally going to go ahead and buy a few amulets of different varieties that he can buy. Now, you can sell to him an amulet of strength, power, defense, and magic. So, let's say we do a couple of amulets of strength. Buy those. They're currently going for 1.1284. We'll buy 4 of them. And see if they buy just out the gate. Yeah, there we go. We actually made some money back as well. There's some amulets of power. We've got some amulets of magic. Buy some of those. Oh, apparently I cannot spell today. Magic. So amulet of magic. They buy for 500-ish. We'll buy 5-ish of each. We'll buy another amulet of strength. 1. So these luckily are always in demand because they're PvP items. So you can always really buy them. Defense. Amulet of defense. Again, we'll buy 5 of them. Active trade is simple, so we'll leave those for a minute, see if they buy out of the gate. And then you've got amulets. Oh, actually, we'll just go with these ones. Because, I mean, at this point, you know, we're showing off a decent moneymaker. We'll do the whole calculation at the end anyway. We'll increase these by a little bit more just to get them to buy. Because, honestly, even if you put them in... Wow, they're not even buying for that. Okay, I want to see what they buy for. Because they're still going to be profitable anyway. But all else have done this moneymaker, though. So buy them for this and see if they buy 5 at this price. There we go. So we'll do the whole calculation at the end anyway. But started off with 20k. So keep that in mind. Now, go ahead and just deposit all items. All of them. So we'll do, sure, we'll do amulets of strength, amulets of magic, and amulets of defense. So we're going to go to Karamja. Now, one of the best ways to get there is by using the Amulet of Glory. You can just use that to get to Karamja, but use whatever method you want to use to get to Karamja. Now, of course, I can just recharge this later at the, completely for free at the, altar in the wilderness. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. But I can just recharge later. So for me, it's not really any cost except a little bit of time later on. But follow along from where I am and you'll go all the way through to Brimhaven. So it's just past the volcano. Of course, there are other methods to get there, but this is the one I just prefer to use. And then, of course, you want to use a method to get back to the Grand Exchange later. Now, the main thing that holds this method back from being really good is the buy limit. So you can only buy 125 amulets per day. I think is it per day or per hour? So you're very limited in how many you can buy. So if you want to buy a large quantity and then, of course, do this method, it's going to take a lot longer to do. So I would do this like once or twice a day, just to maximize earnings or training in other areas. But if we come this way, you'll get to the guy. So he's right down here. So Devon. Now, if you click to trade with him, so no one's currently sold anything to him, which is great. What we're going to do is just sell 1 each, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hop to another world. So we'll just world hop, world switch. And again, we're on world 302 at the minute, so we'll just hop 303. Now, a lot of people don't use this method or don't know about it, so I might as well showcase it and show you the kind of profit you can make. Because you can make a good amount of profit doing this. So, he already has an amulet of strength and an amulet of power here, so that's fine. So, we're going to trade off the amulet of magic and the amulet of defense, and we'll just hop worlds again. Now, other people may be doing this, and depending on, of course, the knownness of this method, the none in this world, we're going to go ahead and sell 1, sell 1, sell 1. And then we'll just keep hopping worlds. Now, the more of these you buy, and the lower price you buy them, will really dictate the amount of profit you get. So, idealistically, in a world where you get a ton of profit, so we're going to sell 1, or not value, we're going to sell one, sell one, sell one. Yeah, because you can also do Amulets of Power as well. Power ones are, right now, the most profitable. But I wanted to showcase these ones because these ones are just ready, more easy to buy generally. So we're going to go ahead and hop to the next world. But this is like a really chill method of money making that really just... super simple. Sell one, sell one, sell one. Kraken, so we sold one of each. And then finally to Winter Todd's world, or one of the Winter Todd worlds. We can go ahead and probably sell the last one. Yep. Sell it. So we ended up with 18.5k, right? So what we're going to do is use a handy dandy calculator, which I'll bring on screen in a minute. We're going to go back to the GE so we can go back and see the kind of profit we made. Now, it's not going to make you mils unless you do this for a long time, but it is a little different of a moneymaker, and it's one that's super simple. It can take like 10 minutes if you do like the whole buy limit. So, go to the Grand Exchange, we go to our history. So, getting up the handy dandy calculator. I'll just calculate whilst we're on. So, started off with 20k. So I've got that on screen here. We started off with 20k. Now, for Amulets of Defense for 4.6, so take away 4,665. We then bought Amulets of Strength for 1. So again, 4.5. We bought those for 4,572, and then 1,172, and then we bought Amulets of Magic for 2.8. So take away 2.850, and that leaves us with a total of 9,588. Forget the 0.15, there's no point. It's 9,588. So 9,588, and then you plus on 18895. So the span of a couple of minutes, we just made 8.4k in the span of a couple of minutes. Now, if you do this for the buy limit and keep scrolling through worlds and waiting for the shop to reset back to 0 so you can get the maximum amount of profit, you can get a good amount of money per hour. But let me know what you think about this method in the comments down below. Don't forget, you can also support the channel completely for free just by liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget, you can also support the channel even further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month. And don't forget, I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch. My streams here on YouTube are in the shorts form feed, some more for mobile. If you want to catch the exact same stream at the exact same time in full 1080p, feel free to join me on Twitch. That link is in the description below.